Good evening, everyone. Tonight is Monday, September 9th, 2019. The time is 7:03 p.m. This is the Town of Halifax Finance Committee. On tonight's agenda, acceptance of resignation for Brad Graham, reorganization of board, discussion on appointment of member to Ad Hoc Waste Management Committee, COA Building Committee, and Wage and Personnel. Discussion of liaisons for departments, correspondence and mail, reserve fund transfer, discussion of the SL FY20 budget, and as may arise. So first off, the Finance Committee and the Board of Selectmen have both been advised of the resignation of Brad Graham, who we will miss having served on the Finance Committee with us. Linda, could we please ask you to help us draft a letter thanking Brad for his service on the board, or committee rather? Thank you. Next up, reorganization. So we have to go through and vote the officer positions. So that's the chair, the vice chair, and the clerk. So we have 3 officer positions. I think all we do is open up for nominations, right? There's nothing else that we have to do, right? And then we just report whatever the results are to the Board of Selectmen. So nominations, let's start with clerk. Would anyone like to either self-nominate or nominate someone to be the clerk?
I'll nominate Frederick.
I'll second.
We have a nomination and a second. Fred, do you accept the nomination?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Any other nominations? All right.
I nominate Lenny for vice chair.
It's not a good idea.
That is.
It isn't.
Why?
I'm on my way out in a few meetings.
Few meetings?
At most.
Okay.
So we have one. So let's take the vote on clerk. So we have a nomination for Fred McGovern for clerk. Hearing no other nominations, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations, Fred.
Thank you. Just tell me what I need to do.
Sign the bottom line.
Next will be the vice chairperson. I'll open for any nominations for the vice chairperson position.
Would you like to keep your vice chair
I'll
position?
self-nominate.
I'll second the
I don't want
self-nomination.
to be chair. Don't want to take that chance.
Okay. So we have a nomination for Bill McAvoy and a second. Any other nominations? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we have nominations for chairperson.
I will nominate Melinda for chairperson.
Second.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so, Linda, could we please just send a notification to the Board of Selectmen? Thank you. So I do have a signature page for us to sign. I know it's in correspondence, but since we're dealing with reorganization now, so is this the authorized signature list for boards and committees? Which I did when I got here and then realized I should have waited, but it ended up being the same anyway. So basically we just need each person's name, the signature, and then if you have a title, put the title, and if not, we can just leave it blank. Bless you.
Linda, can I borrow you for a pen? There's usually one in that desk in the drawer there.
Yeah.
Moving out of town?
No, I was promoted at work, so my workload is increasing substantially.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And you're sorry. That's all I have to say. Congratulations, and I'm sorry.
Thank you for that on the show.
You wanna hire
You
me?
want this?
Sure. Every mutual's hurting. Just tell
Yeah.
these guys they're outsourcing stuff to India because
I
they can't
know.
find enough people.
We outsource. And they're just terrible coders.
But I could carry a work
Horrible.
bag again instead of like my beach bag. Okay, so we have to discuss appointments to a few committees. So there's the Ad Hoc Waste Management Committee, the Council on Aging Building Committee, and the Wage and Personnel Committee.
I'll take waste management.
Alright, so let's start with waste management. So, Sandy, well, actually, I think I have an email that discusses who's on the waste management.
Kinda full circle.
Do-do-do-do.
One time ago, I used to,
The selectmen, at its
Provide
meeting
uniforms
held
for
on
waste
Tuesday, July
management.
23rd, the Board of Selectmen unanimously established a recycling and solid waste ad hoc committee representing the following, or comprised of the town accountant, the recycling coordinator, the highway surveyor, I can't read out loud tonight, one member of the finance committee, and citizens at large. The number will depend on how many volunteers are
well, I
interested.
like everybody on that list, so, yeah, I have no problem with that.
Okay. I have students that are interested in internships and stuff, so I might,
Sure.
put them in touch with you, and that way, since you're also, a student, and that way, if there's anything that they could be useful for, a lot of them are interested in environmental research and stuff like that, so that might be something that helps out the workload. Alright, so, we have Fred, who's interested in being on recycling and solid waste as the representative from the finance committee. Is anybody else interested? Okay, I'll entertain a nomination to, appoint Fred McGovern as the representative of the finance committee to the ad hoc recycling and waste management committee.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Fred. Next up is COA Building Committee. This one I don't have an email on. Sandy, do you happen to remember who the representatives are?
I don't know where that came from.
That might have been a Charlie edition?
And it might have been.
Okay,
Put it on the.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
I think I just saw him walk in, so maybe we'll hold off on that one until he joins us.
Just to add to this, I don't know if Bill's still interested in capital planning, but we need to make sure someone's on capital.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm that capital planning now.
I'll stick with capital planning.
Good.
All right, so I'll nominate Bill McAvoy to serve as the finance committee representative to the capital planning committee.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Bill. All right, wage and personnel.
I think I travel too much to make that commitment, to be honest with you.
If we have to make an appointment tonight just to get paperwork done, we can just, as the board fills out, appoint new members that might be interested as a representative?
Yeah,
There's no terms, right?
not that I know.
I don't think so.
Yeah. At this point, the work is getting it, like, change of statuses are being signed
Yeah.
by Charlie.
Mm,
And there's really no other business being done.
yeah.
I don't even know that, and if you saw Charlie walk in, I'd verify it with him.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone was actually appointed to wage and personnel from the selectman's office either, so
Okay.
that was not like, no one was jumping for that, so.
Yeah.
um,
So maybe we'll hold off until Charlie joins us on that and COA. And we can do the liaison appointments anyway in the meantime.
Okay.
All right, so you'll see in your packet, we have a list of all the different,
Actually, I was gonna
departments.
make a motion to table that exercise
Okay,
pending the additional potential members,
yeah, okay.
so we don't have to do this again later.
Yeah, so we have a motion to table. I think we'd be okay if we went another couple weeks without those liaison appointments. If everyone who's can continue so let's do this. Move to table the redistribution of the departments as long as everyone is okay with maintaining their current liaisonships if we need anyone to reach out to those departments. Okay,
I'll be attending Silver Lake meetings as part of
okay,
my other responsibilities as well, so.
okay. So we have a motion to table. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. I think I have the existing liaison list. I doubt we'll need it for anything, but if anyone does need to get in contact with the department, Sandy, I think I have the last list, and then Linda, I can send it to you if you don't have it.
Thank you.
I tried looking for one, but it had, still had Diane Ruxton on it and
Yeah.
Adrian.
Oh, yeah.
Which I.
I know I definitely sent one to I know I definitely sent like an updated contact list and everything to Kathy, so I
Okay.
will take care of that.
So, yeah, if you can send that to Linda.
Okay. Next up, we have sorry, I only have the electronic thing. It's being a little annoying. Correspondence and mail. So in your correspondence for tonight, we have again the notice of Brad's resignation. We have the offer of employment to Linda, who thankfully accepted the offer of employment, and welcome to your first official finance committee meeting. Hopefully we don't do anything terrible. We have a memo to Linda about her accruals. We have the list of the departments, which we'll use when we do handle reorganization, or rather liaison appointments. Most pertinent for us is that we have a talent bank form that was submitted on September 4th from Cheryl Zarella Burke, who has interest in serving. She indicated both the Council on Aging and the Finance Committee. I think we should bring anyone interested in serving in to talk to us, maybe at our next meeting if we can. How does everyone feel about that?
Definitely.
Okay. Linda, could you please reach out to Cheryl and ask her if she can meet us at our next scheduled meeting, which would be
23.
yeah, thank you, the 23rd. If we could put her on the agenda, as long as it's okay with her schedule, if we get on right at like 7 or 7:15. That way she won't have to, unless she wants to sit and watch, she's always welcome to sit and watch after. Thank you. Okay. And also for anyone who is watching, this recording, if you have any interest in serving on the Finance Committee, the only requirements are to be a resident of Halifax and a registered voter. There's no occupational or educational requirements, and we desperately need members so that we can continue to do the work of the Finance Committee in the town. So if you have any interest, you can contact the Selectman's office. We have the start of the year budget status, thanks to Sandy, concerning the report. So we have our reserve fund totals, including the water reserve fund, and our FinCom stipend. One thing to bring up on this, just because I saw our Finance Committee expenses, one of the things that our expense line pays for are trainings. The Association of Town Finance Committees is having its annual meeting next month, October 25th, I believe, is that Saturday? 26th is a Saturday. Saturday, October 26th, and it's actually at Bridgewater State University, so it's only 20 minutes away from us. So if any of you want to attend, I'll definitely be there, but there's going to be a lot of panels and workshops on being a FinCom member. And we do have money in the expense budget to pay for attendance at that event. So let me know, or let Linda or Sandy know if you're interested in going to that. Like I said, I will definitely be going. We have the FY19 budget status report for FinCom and for the reserve funds, because we haven't met since the summertime. A memo dated July 18th concerning the line item transfers, which is those that we took care of at our last, I think, official meeting. And finally, a letter from Pam Aducci, the town treasurer, or to her, concerning the Silver Lake Regional School District Committee voted to approve the fiscal year operating budget. Further approve the reduction of the operating cost by funds estimated on hand and set the amount. Is this just an update, Sandy, of the Silver
It
Lake?
breaks it down to what the four, is that the letter?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just our
Yeah,
assessment.
so this is the official notice to the town
Yeah.
treasurer, what the budget was that was passed, and with how much we have to pay. We pay it quarterly,
Yeah.
and it just tells how much we have to pay quarterly.
Okay, so the Silver Lake Regional School District voted that the total amount to be assessed for operation and construction costs to member towns to be set at $18,113,799.20. So you're hereby notified that the sum of $5,070,092.84 is due and payable in 4 equal payments on or before the 15th day of July and October 2019. So that's just our assessment for our part in the Silver Lake Regional School District. It looks like.
There is information on the backside too, if you just want to.
Oh, okay.
We're interested about.
Oh, their capital budget.
Mhm.
Silver Lake approved a capital budget of $783,000 is the amount deemed necessary for the capital plan for long-term equipment, building and grounds improvement and maintenance for the regional schools. It further approved the use of $783,000 of E&D funds to pay for the regional schools fiscal year 2019-2020 capital budget.
Charlie doesn't seem to be there,
Oh, okay.
but I'll give you an idea maybe of what the Council on Aging Building Committee is about. They had a meeting with the selectmen.
Mm-hmm.
The selectmen invited anyone who was interested in input on the Council on Aging Building. We're going to open it up to the floor. Who has any ideas? What do you see? What do you think you want to see? There was one member of the Council on Aging Board who had come in with an idea of regionalizing with Plimpton and maybe Carver, maybe locating a new building in Plimpton. They have some land there. So he's going to further investigate that. And then there was also talk about what has to be done to the building just to keep it accessible. And so they're looking at a number of different ideas. Probably should try to take a look at that selectmen's meeting. Hear some of the discussion. I know that there was also a discussion of possibly knocking down the water department building, building a combined police station, fire station, using the police station for the Council on Aging, and it already has an elevator in it. And the fire station for the municipal school building and water department. Again, that would be a huge project, probably wouldn't be right away, but that was just one of the ideas that was floated at the meeting. So there's been a couple of different ideas. I think this committee is going to, I didn't even realize they were doing a committee at this point in time, but I think they're trying to get a committee together to look at different ideas, try to come up with what's the best plan for now, what should we be looking for the future.
Okay.
So they're trying to get a list of, what's the needs right now, that type of thing.
Okay.
So
Are there set, do you know if there's set date, like a
I don't
week
think
date?
anything's been said
Okay,
yet on that.
alright, I'd be happy to help out with that.
Okay.
I was their liaison last year, I think. So I'll nominate myself to be the finance committee representative to the Council on Aging Building Committee.
I'll second that.
Alright, motion and a second, any discussion or anyone else wanna do it? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
So Linda, can I please bug you to inform Charlie? Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Alright, and finally we have wage and personnel. So I resigned from it as the finance committee representative last spring because the meetings were Thursday nights and I, at the time, was gonna be teaching a Thursday night class this semester, which got moved. Given the workload, I don't mind taking it until we get another person or people on FinCom to help out, but I can't do like a full term of that and FinCom and now the COA building committee. So that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I might be able to help out in the COA, plus she has an interest as well, so there could be other options there.
Okay. Given that the Board of Selectmen hasn't appointed anyone yet, they made an official?
I don't believe they have. I know Gordon was looking at it reluctantly, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure that they actually have someone.
Okay.
That's why I was gonna ask Charlie. So.
Okay.
Why don't we just wait until the next meeting?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing coming up that needs to be dealt with right away.
Okay.
So their big, wage and personnel's big thing is their public hearing that comes up in January.
Yeah.
It's advertised beforehand so that employees or anyone interested has a chance to submit bylaw changes. And then the wage and personnel has a public hearing on these bylaw changes that are requested. And then they make recommendations on that. They meet over the, meetings through March to discuss them and then make recommendations for what's going to go into the town meeting warrant. So at this point in time, I don't think that anyone's even started thinking about the wage and personnel bylaws just yet. So I think you're safe in not appointing anyone
Okay,
for the time being, and then
okay. So then for our next meeting, which would be the 23rd of September, I think we can also now safely block off the second and fourth Monday for October. Oh no, that'll be a holiday.
October?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
Columbus Day.
14th is a Columbus Day.
So right now we're already posted for the 23rd of September. Our next meetings technically should be the 14th and the 28th, but maybe we can do October 7th, which would be technically the first Monday, but we'll miss a holiday, so we can do October 7th and 21st.
Works for me.
Okay.
At least today.
So, Linda, could we please post for the 7th and the 21st, and we'll just use kind of the standard, we can add stuff to the agenda, if anyone has anything in particular, but we can just use the sort of basic template one that we used for this one, if that's okay. So then ideally our meeting on 9/23, hopefully we'll start with our meeting with Cheryl, to talk about the finance committee with her, and then we'll handle the remainder of the organization. So I think that's the only two new things that we need to go on that agenda. Any public participation? Or anything under as may arise?
there is a special town meeting scheduled for the 21st.
Okay.
So that was the second day you had, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew it sounded like a no.
You might as well post it anyways, because you're
Yeah,
gonna
we
be
have to
meeting.
post, yeah.
You can always meet early if you find on the 7th that you have
Yeah.
work that needs to be done.
Okay.
You can always meet early.
So Linda, can we please post for 6 PM that night on Monday, October 21st?
Special town meetings at 7.
It's the 21st, so 21st.
7
7 o'clock.
7
Oh, it's
o'clock.
at
Oh,
7.
Is it 7:30?
7 or 7:30, I think.
Yeah.
7:30, yeah.
Um,
Right now, I think the main thing on the special town meeting is the zoning articles.
yeah,
The only other thing that may end up on there is we may be doing a line for unemployment benefits.
oh, right.
We have been dwindling through our unemployment benefit money. Last year, we didn't put any money into the unemployment fund. We had been not using it for a long time, and then last year we sort of went through it. So
Yeah.
we do need to put some money in with something that we are going to have to take from an existing article, because we can't spend free cash until it's recertified,
Yeah,
which it might be by then, but there's no promises we'll have free cash certified by that time. So we do have an article which was the school feasibility study. If you remember when we were looking at doing the roof, we had an article for the feasibility study. We have money left in that, so I think I'm going to ask Charlie to put in an article to take some of the money from that article and put it into the unemployment fund.
okay.
All right. So right now, that's the only money article I know of that's coming up. The other articles, I believe, will be zoning articles.
Okay.
So,
And we usually review those, right, before the meeting?
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll have to.
Charlie will brief you on those, fill you in on what each article is doing. And even though zoning articles don't have a financial impact,
Right.
Yeah.
you guys are always asked for your recommendations.
Is there any, I'm just gonna look at the posting for would there be any reason we need to bring zoning or planning in front of FinCom before? We haven't traditionally.
That Charlie will be able to tell you better next meeting, I think.
Okay,
I don't believe that, I know that we were looking at one article that was loosening the regulations as to where marijuana,
mhm,
sale facilities could go,
yeah,
and one that was tightening them.
okay,
So we had sort of that. The other articles, I believe, had to do with multifamily dwellings
Yeah.
and trying to clean up some language
uh-huh,
on how they were written, multifamily dwellings as opposed to multifamily developments,
yeah,
if my memory serves me. And like I said, the planning board
Beastly.
has now a couple of propositions as well.
Those are some beastly articles.
They're
Yeah.
very beastly, but zoning is,
Yeah.
I worked for years for the zoning board, and those articles, and I worked zoning and planning, those articles are very difficult to read. And the wording is just, but it has to be expansive,
yeah,
but it's so hard to understand. So usually Charlie will try to do a little blurb explaining what the goal of the bylaw is, so.
all right, so we'll plan on, September 23rd, 7 PM, and, hopefully we'll be able to talk to a new FinCom member, and, I might email Charlie and ask, I know that everyone's always really good about passing us along the talent bank forms, first, but hopefully we can, jump on bringing folks in as soon as the talent bank form comes in, if one does, and sort of calling dibs, just because we're gonna be under quorum soon. All right, anything else under as mayor Rice?
Could I just ask, I just want to clarify, I know you talked about tabling the discussion on the liaisons, do you want that back on the agenda for next week? Just, not next week, next, meeting in case you decide to discuss it, or just leave it off of that, you wanna wait off
We
one more?
could just leave it as a standing item for now
Okay.
until we actually rectify it, I think. Yeah, thank you.
Do you want to give Linda the ability, if any talent banks come in that are interested in finance, to call and put the
Yes.
people on the agenda?
Yeah, can we just, can we take a vote to just anoint her to do, anoint you to do that?
I don't think you even have to take a vote.
Okay.
I think if you.
Yes,
let her,
please.
You know, go that direction.
Grab them. Grab the application. Yeah, and even if it's just by email to let us know, I think that completely is fine, because we won't discuss them or vote on them over email, we'll just be notified of them
That I
being
put them on the
interested. Yeah, that won't mess anything up.
Do we have a selectman liaison to the FinCom meetings, like Kim used to?
There's no official position, I don't
I
think.
don't think we have an official position. I think officially Charlie is your selectman liaison to FinCom.
Mhm.
Okay.
But Kim had served on the finance committee for so many years that she was very interested and very involved. Whether we'll have a selectman who feels the same way now, I don't know.
Okay.
Charlie, but like I said, Charlie's usually here at all the meetings, and he's usually he's also the liaison to wage and personnel for the selectmen. So, but, I don't know.
Right.
I think it depends on their time schedule,
Yeah.
what they have going on too, whether they'd be wanting to come. I'm sure there'll be meetings that one or more of the selectmen will want to attend,
Yeah.
so.
And we don't have to, we can wait on booking our sort of joint meeting with them until like November-ish. Okay.
Usually, Charlie wants to get the memo out to the departments the end of November.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking early November
Yeah,
might be a good time to meet with the selectmen, get the game plan down.
Okay.
What is this about now?
How we have a joint meeting with finance and the selectmen every year, so that you can say, this is what the budget's gonna look, this is where we wanna focus the budget this year.
Last time we were up in the Great Hall, we were all mic'd up and stuff, yeah.
This is, we're gonna level service, we're gonna level fund, we're gonna give everyone a big raise, whatever you wanna do.
We're gonna give stipends to FinCom. All right, anything else under as mayor Rice, folks? Alright, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourning at 7:33 PM. Thank you everyone so much, and thank you, Linda.